Hi everybody, this is Kefren, your favorite French Canadian. Today I'm going to show you the best setting to have the best image quality but also performance if you want FPS, pure FPS. I'm going to show you how to force it. So first of all, let's go to setting. We're going to go to the screen and video. So the first one is your resolution. You have two options. You can lock your resolution if you want, or you can just use the automatic one. So really depend on what you want to do. Do you want just to run 4K, 1080p, 1440p? It really depends on your monitor and your TV. For VR, I recommend to go with automatic. So when a game is supported, you want to use it. But when the game is not supported, I don't recommend to forcing it. I have a lot of issue with stuttering when I do that. So I don't recommend to do that. For the amount of hertz that you want to output, I recommend to go with automatic, but I want to mention something special over there. If you're using a monitor, like a computer monitor, a lot of monitors, sometimes they just have like 60 hertz or 144 hertz. So the 120 hertz doesn't work. So I really recommend you guys to search on Google, look at your monitor, because I know some Asus monitor have some issue with that, and people doesn't understand. Like, I don't understand why when I'm using on my PC I'm getting 144 hertz, but when I use my PS5 I just have like 60 hertz. So super important to look at your monitor before buying it. For all-M, if you want to use it, the low latency mode, low latency mode, sorry, it really depends on your TV and monitor. Right now I'm just capturing, but normally when I play on my LG C2, I can activate that if I want. 4K video transfer rate, you really want to use automatic. You don't want to use any compression. If you're using a null capture card, you're a streamer, YouTuber, and you can capture your image, this is probably because of your video transfer rate, so you need to put it at -2. If you're using a brand new capture card like the Elgato HD60X, you will not have this issue. After that, for the color, I recommend to go to always on with HDR, and I really recommend to adjust your HDR. And for an example, if you're using your PS5 on a monitor and after that on a TV, you need to readjust your HDR. So make sure that you're doing your calibration, and also if you can do color calibration, it will be very good for your image. After that, make sure that your deep color output is automatic. Also, super important, if you have an older TV, sometimes the deep color is not activated on the HDMI. I had that issue on my LG C7, so I didn't understand why I didn't get any HDR when I was playing on my PS5, and it was because the deep color was at off on the HDMI. So really important also to activate it. And the last one is your RGB range. Make sure that this one is using automatic. Another thing that I recommend, go to your game app settings, go to game preset, and look at the performance mode versus the resolution mode. By default, you can use game default if you want. So in each game, you will have to go to your parameter and select the one you want to use. But if you're a guy that always want pure FPS, I recommend just to lock it at performance mode, so you will always have the best mode for performance and FPS. And if you're a guy that you really want resolution, you don't really care about your FPS, I recommend to lock it at resolution mode. If I do an average right now with AAA game on the PS5, normally performance mode you will get 60 FPS at 1440p-ish. It really depends on the game. And for resolution mode, sometimes you can get your 4K at 30. Sometimes it's even lower than 4K. But normally resolution mode, you will run the game at 30 FPS. But it really depends the type of game that you're playing. If you're playing like, I don't know, an indie game, you can probably like run it at 4K 60 if it's in a 2D game, you know. So it really depends on it. But in my case, I always run my game at performance mode. So this is pretty much it, guys, for my guide for the PS5 in 2023 for image, pure performance, and FPS. If you have any question, just comment in the YouTube section. I will try to help you the best that I can. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Peace.